him to overcome, but if he repeats what he did last start, he's a player here at odds.
He is, isn't he? Yeah, he was great at Canterbury last time out. He's another one that's had a fair bit of racing now, but if he runs up to his run at Canterbury, then there's no reason why he can't make it back to back.
Number 12 then, Rainlord, stood up from a break. Tom Sherry on board for Peter and Paul Snowden.
It was a couple of months between runs there at Randwick last time out on a heavy track behind One Destiny. He kept closing okay, strips fitter, and I don't mind the step out to the 1,200 metres.
He's one I wanted to follow from last start. He'd had a long time off the scene, and then he'd had another 7 weeks in between runs. So he's come on even more so now, third run, albeit with a couple of breaks in between, but I feel like he's ready to do something, and at double figure odds, I could give you a strong push.
Gerald Ryan and Sterling Alexia with the next three runners. Firstly, 13 Silent Czar, Zach Waddick aboard.
Yeah, wide draw here, but he has got some natural speed, so that gives Zach some time to get across. Could find himself outside of the lead, if not in front. So I thought he was quite brave there first up. That was at Canterbury. He had his chance, but Oakfield Duke was just a little bit too fit at the finish, so he can only come on from that.
He was ready to go at Canterbury, and he almost held on. He just got beaten by a fit horse on the occasion, so second up even better for it.
Number 14, Smashing Eagle, the stablemate. Zach Lloyd, the rider.
Little while since he's won now, but if he gets the right setup, we know he's got a big turn of foot. So 1,200 metres might just stretch him. He'll be hoping that this capacity field does generate some tempo, but he was okay there late behind Kazoo.
He's a bit of a teaser, this horse. Always looks fantastic and always teases. He gets back and runs on and says, back me next start. Condition is beautiful again, like usual.
And the other one is Union Army, first up. Just having a look, into 850 on track for Gerald and Sterling and Rory Hutchings.
Enough support around to suggest that he's ready to do something here first up. So he's 2 runs before spelling were disappointing, but he is better than that. So spell start again, a couple of nice trials, and if you want a strong form reference, you go back to his win at Rosehill last campaign over the 1,200 metres where he beat Paray. So certainly good enough, if fit enough.
I really wanted to see what he looked like, and I wasn't sure if he might have needed the run, but I think he actually looks quite forward here. He might be ready to do something first up today. Not that he's won first up before, but I think he might be ready.
Number 16 then is Forecaster for Paul Perry and Ash Morgan.
He resumed from a lengthy spell there last start at Randwick. He felt the pinch late, however, did pull up coughing post-race, so may have had a genuine excuse.
He's come on from his first up run as we'd expected him to.
And down the bottom then is Ironman, last start winner for Ed O'Rourke and Tyler Schiller.
Yeah, respect the placement of the stable, putting him in a race like this. So he gets in with the 55 kilos, month between runs. He was a good winner there at the midweeks at Canterbury, where the margin was only narrow, but it was a pretty decisive win. I like that little turn of foot that he showed. 9 starts, a couple of wins, and the best is still ahead of him.
I didn't see him at Canterbury, but if he looked like he did in the yard here this afternoon, I can see why he got the job done there. So a tick-over trial in between. I think he too has been scratched a few times, but if he runs up to his looks, he'll take some beating.
All right, so they're about to head out. In fact, they have headed out and they're going around to the start for the last. And Gerald Ryan and Sterling Alexia with a 3-pronged attack here. Silent Czar, Smashing Eagle and Union Army. Gerald, firstly, Silent Czar, not beaten far, first up at Canterbury.
Ran good. He's only a little horse. He's on pace. He'll begin. He'll put himself there. What I like about the horse today is he's probably improved from his first up run, and he drops 6.5 kilos and 7 kilos out of his last 5 runs, and he's going good. Home track. He's only had 1 start here. He was probably a bit stiff not to win it, but like I say, he makes his own luck. He puts himself there, and if he's good enough, he'll run well.
And he's the drying track, that's okay?
Yeah, it doesn't worry him. Wet or dry, it doesn't worry him. He's pretty straightforward, cool customer, and as long as he gets the break and puts himself there, he'll run well.
What about the stablemate Smashing Eagle?
Yeah, well, he's an enigma. You know, Smashing Eagle's probably the best out of the 3 of them, best horse out of the 3 of them, but he's got to have things right. He's got his own little problems, but if he can get the right run in the race, don't expose him too early and let him hit the line, he'll run well.
Union Army, he opted, 2 races that he was down for. You opted for this one?
Opted for this one because there's more speed. He's a horse that needs speed on in the race. He's going very well. He's fit. He's going great. Improving track helps him. He's probably nearly say he's the better horse out of the 3 of them, but he's just got to have things go right for him.
Yeah. You look back through his form, a win over a horse called Paray would be all right for a race like this, wouldn't it?
That's right. I remember the day. It was a rock hard track, and he hit the line really good, and I probably shouldn't have backed him up when we did, but anyhow, it happened, and he's come back well.
You had a double at Wyong. Let's hope for a winner here in the last.
Yeah, money's the same at Wyong as what is here, but not as much.
Dead right.
Thanks, mate.
Good on you. There's Gerald Ryan ahead of the final event on the program. Shani, what have you got for us in race 10?
Truth be told, I was hanging off giving my number until Gerald spoke about Union Army, but I had to give the number before that, so I actually have got Union Army on top, and I'm glad to hear what Gerald had to say. I thought he looked great. I thought he looked forward enough for this first up assignment. Rain Lord, I think, has come on and ready third up now to show something. There's nothing wrong with Waledo, our favourite. He's returned in beautiful order. Union Army on top for me, horse number 15.
The outside draw. And we're just about ready now for the last at Rosehill Gardens. Waledo drawn barrier 1, James McDonald, although Smashing Eagle hasn't loaded in as yet. Yes, James on the favourite Waledo. Inside gate, first up from the spell. Racing here in Mark Connor's stable colours. And we're set to go. Racing, Able Willie was last out of the gates, and Waledo's jumped out with them and is using the fence to be prominent. There's plenty having a bite for the lead, and Waledo's going right up the inside to go to a narrow lead from Silencer. Forecaster there together with King of Naples. Anything goes fifth, the fence. Then Rain Lord from Iron Man. Deeper out Poker Jack, Lord of Biscay at the rails. A half to the grey Oakfield Duke. Now Dehorned Unicorn taken back from Union Army. Smashing Eagle and 3 lengths away to Able Willie. Waledo, the favourite, holds down the front by a half to Silencer. Then Anything Goes. The grey Forecaster getting a bit keen with King of Naples the outside. Further back to Rain Lord, then Poker Jack, Lord of Biscay, Oakfield Duke. Iron Man on a 3-wide path as they race around the corner. Waledo swings in front by a length to Silencer. Then Anything Goes. King of Naples moving up on the outside of Forecaster. Then Rain Lord down the outside. Iron Man running a good race. Waledo at the 200. Waledo kicked 2 lengths in front. Iron Man is the margin abbreviator and coming hard on the outside. Iron Man ran past the favourite Waledo. A gap back to King of Naples and Iron Man too good for Waledo in the last. Poker Jack third. Followed then by Lord of Biscay, Smashing Eagle and King of Naples. Further back to Oakfield Duke. Then came Dehorned Unicorn from Silencer. The grey Forecaster, a gap to Union Army, Able Willie, and Rain Lord was last. Iron Man, a big win in the last. Charging down the middle of the track, Tyler Schiller, $8.40 and $2.70. Running down
In the back with a withering burst. Tyler Schiller on board for Ed O'Rourke. Went back to the trials after winning at Canterbury first up and has come from the back to overhaul Walado, who was often gone, but gathers it in late. And Pokerjack will end up in third spot and will get that fourth number. Only start number 10. He's won a benchmark race in town on a Saturday. And Brad, he is heading in the right direction.
Isn't he what? Yeah, Ed's got a nice horse on his hands here. He's been very patient with this